Hi, I am Hamdi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Do you have any problems with matching heading sections in IELTS test? Okay, today I'm going to try to help you to overcome the problem of this section, matching headings section. First, let's start with the essential tips. What should you do to deal with this question effectively? Number one, read the first and last sentence in each paragraph. Why? Because the first sentence has the main idea of the paragraph, and the last sentence concludes the main idea of this paragraph. So, if you understand the first and the last sentence of each paragraph, you understand the main idea. 2. Figure out general information or ideas. In this section, matching headings section, you are figuring out general information. Don't go to details. 3. Don't follow matching keywords literally. For example, some students look at the keywords in the reading section and the keywords in the headings, they start to figure out the answer. This will be incorrect. 4. Use synonyms and your own words to understand the main ideas. Whenever you read the first sentence, try to say the sentence again using your own words to make sure that you understand the main idea. This will help you to figure out the correct heading. Number 5, highlight the first and last sentence to focus more on the main ideas. This will help you very much. Now, let's move to a practical example. This is a reading passage. This reading passage has list of headings. You have 9 headings and you have 6 paragraphs. So you have 3 more headings. You have to cross them out to help you figure the right option. Before you start reading the paragraphs or the first sentence and the last sentence of each paragraph, you have to read the headings first. The first heading, the probable effects of the new international trade agreement. So this heading is talking about international trade agreement and its probable effect. You can understand the heading like that. International trade agreement and its probable effect, its effects on the future. The next heading, the environment impact of modern farming, or in a different way, modern farming and its relation to environment impact or damage, for example. 3. Farming and soil origin. Is there a relation between farming and soil origin? And this must be the main idea, not a detail in a paragraph. The effects of government policy in rich countries. So this paragraph will be talking about government policy and rich countries. Next one, governments and management of the environment. Does the government does the government manage the environment effectively? Next one, the effects of government policy in poor countries. So the paragraph will be government policy and poor countries. Next one, farming and food output. What is the relation between farming and food output? Next one, the effects of government policy on food output. The government policy and its effect on food output. The last one, the new perspective for world trade. That's okay. If you look at all the headings, you can find words the environment, the government, the government. So the government is a key word. It wouldn't help you to reach the correct paragraph, but you have to specify and identify the main idea of each paragraph. Let's go to section A. Section A. Uh, the first sentence, the role of governments in environmental management is difficult but inescapable. So you can highlight this sentence. Okay, if we highlight this sentence like this, the first sentence, highlight how to, okay, yes, we have to highlight this sentence like this. Yes, the role the role of governments in environmental management is difficult but inescapable. So here you are talking about government and its management. If you don't understand the sentence, you can go to the last sentence too. Growth and environmentalism can actually go hand in hand if politicians have the courage to confront the vested interest that subsidies create. So, the main idea here is government and environmental management. So, if we go back to the headings, let's find this idea. Here you can find, yes, which heading? Government, governments, and management of the environment. We have the same idea. So A takes V, and you have to cross out this heading. And you have a model example VI, so you have to cross out VI to cross out this heading 2. Let's go to paragraph or section B. Section B, no activities, no activity affects more of earth service than farming. Let me highlight this sentence. In a different way, farming affects the earth surface. Now let's go to the last sentence. Higher yields have been achieved by increased irrigation, better crop breeding, and doubling in the use of pesticides and chemical fertilizers in the 1970s and 1980s. So now you are talking about farming and its effect on the earth, and you are talking about higher yields have been achieved. So the keywords is farming and higher yields. If we go back to the headings, you can find farming, and food output. How could you say that? Farming and food output. Go back again to the section. If you don't understand this, you can go back again. If you don't understand the first sentence and the last sentence, you are a little bit confused. Okay, why don't you read the second sentence? For example, it shapes a third of planet's land area, not counting Antarctica, and the proportion is rising. So we are talking about rising. What the meaning of rising? We are talking about output. We are talking about food output. Food output means rising. Food output means higher yields. So higher yields and rising means food output. Food output. So you are talking about farming and food output. This will be V I. This will be your answer, and here you can cross out. Here we are going to here in VIII. This is food output, but this is the effects of government policy. And in this paragraph, we don't talk about the effects of government policy. We're just talking about farming and food output. Let's go to section C. Section C. All these activities may have damaging environmental impacts. So here we are talking about activities and environmental impacts. This is not one impact but different impacts. The last sentence, the country subsequently embarked upon a program to convert 11% of its cropped land to meadow or forest. Last sentence. topsoil in India and China is vanishing much faster than in America. Whenever you see the word uh, topsoil vanishing, it may comes to your mind that we are talking about farming and soil erosion. That's okay. This may lead you to this heading, but if you are not sure, you can read, as I told you before, read the second sentence. If we say all these activities may have damaging environment impacts, this is not one impact. We are not going to talk about one impact, which is erosion. Go on. For example, land clearing for agriculture is the largest single cause of deforestation. Chemical fertilizers and pesticides may contaminate water supplies. More intensive farming and the abandon of fallow periods tend to, that's okay, soil erosion. So soil erosion is one impact, but you have deforestation, you have uh, contaminated water supplies. So deforestation, this is environmental impact. um, Contaminate water supplies, environmental impact. And soil erosion, environmental impact. You have environmental impacts, so you are talking about impacts, not one impact. Let's go back again. Where are the impacts? Here in section C. So we are going to talk about the environment impact of modern of modern what of modern farming. So this is what modern farming. So I will be the correct and cross it out to help you. Let's go to paragraph D, or section D. In section D, government policies have frequently compounded the environmental damage that farming can cause. This is the first sentence. Okay, and if you go to the last sentence, you will find the last sentence like this. uh, the quantity of pesticides applied. Yes, this is the last sentence. You can underline the last sentence. But if you don't understand these two sentences, you can go to the second sentence, as I told you before, in rich countries. So he's talking about government policy and rich countries. I think it will be easier now to go to this heading, which is talking about the effect of government policy in rich countries. So your answer will be I and V. So cross this out. I think this is easy. Let's go to the last one, paragraph or section F, because section E is already answered. Section F, a result of the Uruguay round of World Trade negotiation. So here, these are the keywords: World Trade negotiation. He's talking about World Trade negotiation, or World Trade is likely to be a reduction of 36% in the average level of farm subsidies paid by rich countries in 1986 and 1990. Let's go to the last sentence. The last sentence: to feed, if you want to feed an increasingly hungry world. So he's talking about world trade and feeding increasingly hungry world. Farmers need very incentive to use their soil and water effectively and efficiently. So you are talking about world trade and increasing hungry, to feed an increasingly hungry world. Let's go back to the headings. I think the best heading will be the effects of new international trade agreement. This is the world trade and its effect to feed more people in the future. So your answer will be I, like this. If you like this video, please subscribe to help me publish another one. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Hamdi As-Sabbah.